You're real. You're really here. I've heard stories. I've read the ancient texts. I never thought I'd actually see you. Not after everything. Not after what I've done. I didn't think I deserved this. Not anymore.
Yes, I am real, Luke. As real as the force that binds us. As real as your grief. I've come because the force called me. Because in this moment, when you feel furthest from the light, it still reaches for you. You must understand. I have waited a long time to speak to you. Not just as a Jedi of old, but as someone who once believed in the impossible and watched it slip away.
I've heard enough ghosts, Qui-Gon. Too many. Yoda came to me. Obi-Wan, too. Even my father, after he died. They all told me the same thing. Rebuild. Restore what was lost. Carry the light forward. I tried, Master Jin. I truly did. I gave everything I had to that hope. And I still lost him.
I know the weight you carry. I've seen its echo in generations before you. The burden of legacy, of a name, of hope, placed too early on shoulders still growing. The galaxy has done this to you, Luke, just as it did to others before you. They asked you to become a symbol, when what you needed most was time to become a person.
You didn't see it. You weren't there. You didn't feel the way the light shattered when Ben turned. I trained him. I believed in him. He was our future. He had so much strength. Too much, maybe. And when he fell, it wasn't just the temple that burned. It was me. Everything I stood for. Everything I believed I could protect. It all crumbled.
You are not alone in your failure. I too believed I could save a soul that was slipping through my fingers. I believed in your father when no one else did. And though he fell, though he became something twisted and terrible, my faith in him never truly died. That faith may not have saved him then, but it helped light the way for what came after. You, Luke. You were that light.
Yes. I blame myself. I should have seen it coming. I should have stopped it. I should have reached him before the darkness did. But I was blind. I thought I could save him just by being right. By being a Skywalker. That was arrogance. And the cost was everything.
Ben's fall is not the end of your story. It is not the final chapter of your legacy. You see it as proof that you were wrong. But sometimes, even the greatest teachers cannot protect their students from the choices they must make. We are not here to mold their paths with our hands, only to walk beside them until they can find their own footing.
I don't know what else I could have done. Maybe I was never meant to rebuild the Jedi. Maybe I was supposed to walk away. Let the old ways die with me. Let the Force choose someone new. Someone better.
You say you failed him. Perhaps you did. But love without failure is not love. It is control. What you gave Ben was belief. What he chose with it, that was his own burden. You cannot carry the guilt for what he became without also honoring the love that once passed between you. That too is part of the truth.
I tried to carry on. I did. But the Jedi, what they were, what they thought they were, it was broken. The war broke them. The fear broke them. And maybe I inherited all of that. I took on a legacy that was already too heavy, too fragile.
The Force does not judge you for Ben's actions, Luke. It weeps with you. It mourns him, as it once mourned your father. But even in grief, it offers a path forward. That is why I am here. Not to tell you that you were wrong, but to remind you that you are not finished. The light is not through with you yet.
Ben deserved more than I gave him. He needed guidance, not judgment. He needed trust, not pressure. I see that now, but it's too late to fix it. He's gone, and every time I close my eyes, I see his face. Not as Kylo Ren, but as a boy, laughing, asking me about the Force, hungry to understand. I see the child I failed to protect.
You speak of Rey with fear. I understand. The fear of seeing the same story repeat itself. But listen to me closely, Luke. Rey is not Ben. She is not you. She is not us. She is herself. She does not need your perfection. She needs your guidance. She needs your faith. Not in the Jedi Order as it once was, but in the Jedi as it might be, through her.
There's still a part of him in there. I know it. But I also know the damage he's done. The people he's hurt. I don't know if that kind of pain can be undone. I don't know if that kind of fall has a way back.
The Jedi Order fell, not just because of the Sith, but because we forgot how to listen. We clung to rules, to dogma, and ignored the very voices the Force was trying to raise up. Rey may break old traditions. She may question you, challenge you, but in that, she will save what the Jedi once stood for. Not by becoming us, but by becoming more.
And Rey, she's not ready. She's powerful, yes. Brighter in the Force than anyone I've ever seen. But she doesn't understand what it costs. What the darkness takes. I don't want her to carry this weight. I don't want her to make the mistakes I made.
There is fear in your heart, Luke. I feel it as clearly as the wind. But fear does not mean failure. You forget. Even Master Yoda feared the dark. Even Obi-Wan doubted Anakin. I carried the weight of knowing I would never see what would become of my student. I feared I had left him unready. But you must remember, fear is not the end. It is the beginning of choice.
But I don't know how to guide her. Not anymore. I don't trust myself. Not after Ben. Not after the temple. Every time I try to speak, I hear the silence of those who didn't survive. I see the fire, the ruin. I don't want to bring that on her.
Ben still lives. And where there is life, there's a chance for return. He carries pain, yes, but within pain lies the path to truth. And no one is ever beyond the light. Not truly. Not your father. Not Ben. Not even you.
So what am I supposed to do? Just stand by? Watch the galaxy tear itself apart again? Hope that she figures it out on her own? She's strong, yes, but she's alone. And I swore I would never let that happen again.
Let Rey forge her own path. Let her rise from your teachings, and then let her outgrow them. That is what students are meant to do. And if she stumbles, do not hide from her. Walk beside her. She does not need a legend, Luke. She needs you.
But she's not my burden, is she? She's my hope. I see it now. That spark I once carried. She holds it. Maybe brighter. Maybe clearer. I need to believe in her. The way others believed in me.
The galaxy is not asking you to save it again, only to help those who will. That is what we are now. Voices on the wind. Echoes of the past offering a hand to the future. That is enough. You are enough.
Do you really think she can do what I couldn't? That she can succeed where I failed? That she can heal what I shattered?
You wonder if Rey can succeed where you failed. The answer is not found in your guilt. It's found in your hope. If you believe in her, not as your heir, not as a Skywalker, but as herself, then yes, she can, and she will.
Then maybe I haven't reached the end of my story after all. Maybe I've just been standing at the wrong chapter, waiting to turn the page.
This moment is not your ending. It is your reckoning. You can stay here, broken by your fear. or you can rise, not to be the Jedi of old, but to become what the Jedi were always meant to be.
Thank you, Master Qui-Gon. I needed to hear that. I don't know what comes next, but maybe I'm ready to face it.
I believe in you, Luke. I never stopped, and I believe in her. As you once believed in your father, now it's your.
Who's there? Who are you? I felt something, not cold, but ancient, like a memory trying to reach through a storm. You're not just a presence, you're someone. I can feel that. I can hear the force in your voice.
You do not know me, Senator Organa, but I know you. I knew your mother, Padme Amidala. I sat in the council chamber while your father burned. And though decades have passed, I have watched in silence as the echoes of that war reach forward into the future, into you. The Force does not forget its threads, and neither do I.
You're a Jedi, aren't you? I've seen your face in the archives back on Alderaan. My father used to speak your name in whispers, Mace Windu. You were on the council, one of the last before it all collapsed. I thought you were gone, like all the others.
Once, a long time ago, when we still believed the Republic could stand, when we thought the Force was balanced, that the Jedi were protectors, not pawns. But we were wrong, blinded by protocol. We ignored the storm rising within our own ranks, and by the time we acted, it was already too late.
Why are you here? Why now? Why me? The war is over. We've already lost so much. I've lost so much. And Luke, he's finally free of the fight. We all are, aren't we?
Because the past never truly stays buried. The Force trembles, Leia. It ripples when futures begin to bend. Your brother walks a road I have seen before. I've walked beside another like him, powerful, passionate, filled with fire and faith. And I watched him fall so hard, the galaxy broke in his wake. I have come because I fear history is repeating itself.
Luke, number, you're wrong. He's not like that. He's stronger than any of us knew. He destroyed the Emperor. He brought our father, Anakin, back from the edge. He gave him peace. He gave the whole galaxy hope again. He saved us, all of us.
He is strong. He has done what few ever have. But the line between savior and destroyer is thinner than most believe, especially in your bloodline. The same courage that brought back your father could one day mirror the same pride that broke him. And power, true power, never fades quietly.
What are you saying? You're speaking in riddles, and I don't like what you're implying. If you know something, if you've seen something, then say it. Don't hide behind cryptic warnings, not when it's about him.
Power does not rest. It lies dormant, like a fire beneath the ash, waiting for breath to fan it back into flame. Luke has inherited more than legacy. He has inherited weight. The Force sings in his blood, loud and unpredictable. I've seen what that kind of pressure can do to a Jedi, especially when they believe they must carry it alone.
He's not like our father. He's not lost. He's not driven by fear or ambition. He's gentle, thoughtful, maybe too much so. But there's light in him, so much light. He sees people, he listens, he feels.
In times of peace, even Jedi forget humility. They mistake compassion for clarity, instinct for wisdom. I saw this in Anakin. I begged the council to act, but they waited. They hoped. And by the time we understood the danger, he had already become something else. I see shadows of that same storm in Luke.
He has me. He has our friends. He has people who believe in him. He's not alone. Not like Father was. We won't let him fall into that silence again. We won't lose him. Not after everything we fought through.
He is, and he isn't. Just as Anakin once swore he would never fall. The qualities that made your father so noble, his empathy, his fearlessness, his need to save everyone, were the very things the dark side used to unravel him. I do not say this to condemn Luke. I say it because only someone who loves him can stop what I fear is already beginning.
Then we'll be there. We'll be the firebreak. If it ever starts to slip, if the shadows start to gather again, we'll catch him. We'll pull him back. Just like he reached back for Father, I will reach for him. I promise you that.
Yes, but for how long? He will teach others, train the next generation. If even a fragment of doubt slips into his teachings, if fear seeps into his soul, then what rises after him will not be the future you fought for. It will be something else, something worse.
What choice? What kind of question is that? This is my brother. He is not some ticking weapon, some prophecy waiting to collapse. He's a man, a good one. He deserves more than doubt, more than suspicion. He deserves faith.
And he will resist you, not out of malice, but out of belief. He will think he's doing what must be done. He will think he's stronger than what hunts him. But I have seen what happens when strength becomes pride, and pride becomes silence. The next time he falters, you may not be able to reach him.
That's not fair. That's not how we honor what he's done. He gave up everything. He sacrificed for this peace. He chose to return to the light when no one else could. And you want me to prepare for the day I have to choose between him and everything else? That's not a future I'm willing to accept.
The choice no one ever wants to make. The one that breaks hearts and friendships and families. To love him or to stop him. When it comes, you will want to see the brother you remember. But the Force may show you something else. And then you will have to decide.
Then help us. Don't vanish into the Force with regrets. Don't show me visions and warnings unless you're willing to stand beside us. If you really believe this path is dangerous, then light it better. Don't just leave us in the dark and hope we find our way out.
You're right. He does deserve better. But fate doesn't care about what we deserve. And love alone doesn't rewrite destiny. If it did, Anakin would have lived to see you grow up. He would have watched Luke become a Jedi. But he didn't, because we trusted him too long and acted too late.
Then I'll stand between him and that fall. I'll carry the weight if I have to. I've done it before. For Alderaan, for the rebellion, for the Republic. And I'll do it again. I won't let the darkness take my brother. Not while I'm still breathing. Not while I still believe in him.
I can't. I wish I could. But I'm not what I was. I'm a remnant. A fracture of what once stood in defiance of the dark. I cannot stop what is coming. I can only speak to those who still can. And so, I speak to you.
Wait, don't go. Not yet. There's more I need to know. There's more you could teach me. Don't just leave me with this burden. Please, tell me what I can do.
Then let that be your strength. Let your love be your weapon. But don't let it blind you. Walk beside him. Speak to him. But if he walks into the fire, be ready to pull him out or stand between him and the galaxy. You must be strong enough for both of you.
Then I'll feel it. And if that day ever comes, I will not hesitate. I will not let him face it alone. Not this time. Not ever again.
Then let the Force carry you when you cannot. Let it guide you, even when the light feels dim. Because there may come a day when your belief is all that stands between your brother and the darkness. If I return, it will be because the future I fear has become the present. And if that happens, you will not need to see me to know I am near. You will feel it in the cold of the stars, in the way the Force stops whispering, in the silence before the storm.
You always disappear when you don't want to answer a question. It's just like you to vanish into silence and call it searching. But I know that silence too, Luke. I've lived in it since the day our parents died, since Alderaan fell, since you told me the truth about Vader. The galaxy doesn't get quiet because it's safe. It gets quiet before a storm. So whatever it is, the Force is whispering to you. Don't pretend it's nothing.
I don't disappear, Leia. I just need space sometimes. Quiet. The galaxy has been screaming for so long, through war and pain and loss. And now that the screaming stopped, there's still this ringing in the Force. It's like it's trying to speak again. Like it's been holding its breath, waiting for someone to listen. And I don't know what it's trying to say yet, but I want to know. I have to.
That storm you feel, I feel it too. I don't have your strength, not in the way you do, but it's there in me, Luke, whether I want it or not. And something's coming. It's like the Force is holding its breath, and the second we let our guard down, something old, something dark, will find us again. We can't just wait for it to arrive. We need to prepare for what it brings.
It says, not everything is as it seems. That peace is never the end of the path, just a pause before the next step. That shadows don't die, they retreat. I feel something, Leia. A disturbance that hasn't passed. The Empire's fall wasn't the end. The Force, it's warning me. Something's coming, and it's going to test all of us.
He came to me in the middle of the night, Luke. Not a vision, not a dream. Him, Mace Windu, a Jedi from before the fall. His presence felt like the cold edge of judgment. He didn't come to threaten me or to hurt me. He came to warn me about you, about the path you're starting to walk.
Mace Windu. I read about him. He was one of the most powerful Jedi in the archives. If he came to you, it must have been serious. The Force doesn't send its dead lightly. What did he say? What did he see?
He said you're too much like our father, that you carry his strength and his shadow, that if you're not careful, it could consume you like it did him. I didn't want to believe it. I still don't. But the fear I saw in Windu's eyes. Jedi don't fear easily, Luke.
Of me? He's afraid of me? Why? Because of who our father was? Because of the blood in my veins? I'm not the same man Anakin was. I didn't fall. I chose to stand. I reached for the light.
I know. You're not him. You saved him. You pulled him back from a place no one thought was possible. And I will never forget what that meant. For me. For him. But that doesn't mean the darkness is gone. It doesn't mean the story ends with you standing in the light forever.
But he did. I brought him back. I looked into the eyes of Darth Vader and found the man behind the mask. That matters, Leia. If he could come back from that darkness, then surely I can walk forward without ever touching it.
No one's asking you to stop being strong. But don't carry it alone. Don't think that because you saved Father once, it makes you invincible to everything that broke him. That kind of pressure, it can twist even the brightest heart. You need us, Luke. You need me.
No one truly knows me, Leia. Not even Mace Windu. But I know what I carry inside. I've touched the fire and not been consumed by it. I've stood in the shadow of the Emperor and felt the dark side reach for me, and I turned away. That should mean something.
I'm not afraid of the Force inside you. I'm afraid of what happens if you stop trusting the people who love you. Of what happens when your pride makes you blind. You think the Jedi fell because they weren't powerful enough? Number. They fell because they stopped listening. Because they thought they were above failure.
I'm not walking into this blind. I've seen what power does. I've felt how it tempts, how it whispers, how it promises peace in exchange for control. But I'm not going to repeat the past. I'm not going to become another Anakin.
You want to train a new generation of Jedi? Then be the kind of master who teaches them to question even their masters. Teach them to feel. Teach them to love. Don't build another temple on ashes and expect it not to burn. You're not rebuilding the Jedi, Luke. You're redefining them. That means you can't repeat their mistakes.
Train others? Of course I will. The Force didn't return balance just so we could hide from it. The Jedi must rise again. Not to rule, not to fight wars, but to protect, to guide, to heal. That's what Father was meant to be. That's what have to be.
Ben, he's not just a child of the Force. He's our son, mine and Han's. If you train him, if you guide him, you'll be shaping a legacy far greater than your own. So be careful with him. He won't just carry your power. He'll carry your pain if you're not careful.
You're right about one thing, though. I do feel something pulling at me. A weight. A responsibility I didn't ask for, but can't ignore. Maybe it's the light. Maybe it's the remnants of the dark trying to call me back. But I won't fall. I won't.
I know you mean well. You always have. You've saved so many lives, given so much of yourself. But even you, Luke Skywalker, you are still human, still fallible. If you ever find yourself drifting too far, promise me you'll let me bring you back. Promise me you won't shut me out.
Leia, I know what happened to Father terrifies you. It terrifies me. But I believe we can be more than what came before. I believe in second chances. I believe the Force brought us here. Me, you, Han, for a reason. Maybe it's to finish what the Jedi couldn't.
Then let's face this next chapter, together. No more secrets. No more silence. The Force brought us back into the same fight for a reason. And I won't let us walk separate paths again. Not when the fate of the galaxy may still rest on your shoulders.
I promise. I won't try to carry it all alone. I won't shut you out. If I ever start slipping, if I ever stop listening to the light, then you remind me who I am, who we are. I was hoping. I was really hoping I'd be done with ghosts. I thought I left that behind on Endor. But here you are again. And I don't know what this is. Some lesson, some warning. But I don't need it. Not now. Not like this.
You hear my voice, and you think it's the dark side playing tricks on your mind. I don't blame you. I once believed the same, that nothing from the future could reach back. That fate was a river you could only ride downstream. But the Force is deeper than we understood, Luke. And it's trying to reach you. Through me. Because it remembers. And because it mourns what is to come.
The Jedi are gone. Yes. But not forever. That's why I survived. That's why we survived. There's something left. Something worth protecting. Worth rebuilding. I've seen too much to let it all fade into legend. The galaxy needs Jedi. Not just warriors, but guardians. Lights in the dark.
I was you once. I stood where you now stand, full of fire and hope, believing that I could rebuild everything that was lost. That the Jedi would rise again, nobler, wiser, brighter than before. I wanted to heal the wound the galaxy had carried since the Clone Wars. I thought I could fix everything, but I didn't see the cracks beneath my own feet.
You say you've seen what I haven't, but I've stood on the edge too. I've fought in the trenches, felt the coldness of death all around me, and I've still held on to hope. And I've seen what happens when no one believes. I won't let that happen again. Not while I can stand.
You believe training a new generation of Jedi will prevent another war. You believe that if you teach them balance, compassion, discipline, they will never fall. But some of them will, Luke. And one will fall harder than any of us did. His fall will not be quiet. It will rip through the stars like fire. And you will carry the blame.
If I let fear dictate my actions, then what separates me from the Sith? From the Empire? I'm not rebuilding the Jedi to control the future. I'm doing it because someone has to believe in a better one. Leia does. Han does. And I do too. I won't let your fear become my prison.
You're right to want peace. You're right to want justice. But sometimes, wanting is not enough. Sometimes, we plant seeds in poisoned soil, and by the time we see what's grown, it's already too late to stop it. I trained him. I trained your nephew. I watched his light twist into shadow because I was blind to my own fear. And that blindness cost me everything.
Ben is just a child. He hasn't even taken his first steps into the Force, and already you speak of his fall like it's fate. But nothing is written, not unless we write it. And I won't damn him before he's even had the chance to choose. I won't fear the people I love.
Ben Solo is your sister's son. He will have strength beyond any Padawan you've ever met. But inside that strength is a storm waiting to be unleashed. A rage born not just from him, but from what he inherits. His legacy is your father's, and your father's shadow still lingers, waiting for a new host.
If I don't train him, if I don't try, then I'll have failed before I've begun. That's not who I am. That's not who you were when I believed in you. I saved you because I wouldn't give up. How can you ask me to give up on him?
You think this is about rebuilding the Jedi. It isn't. It's about understanding what we failed to learn. The Jedi were powerful, but arrogant. We trained for war when we should have trained for truth. We preached detachment and forgot compassion. And when we tried to rise again, we made the same mistakes. I made the same mistakes.
You say, this is about protecting the future. But what future is worth saving if we can't even believe in those closest to us? If we lose that, then what are we even fighting for? Not peace, not justice, just survival. And survival isn't enough anymore.
This warning, it is not to scare you. It is to beg you. Do not repeat my path. Do not carry the burden of rebuilding the Jedi into a galaxy that is not healed. Not yet. Let the Force guide its own return. Let it heal in silence. The fire in Ben is not ready to be touched. Not by you, not by anyone.
I'm sorry. I respect you. I'll always love you, but I'm not turning away from this. I'm not walking back into hiding, waiting for things to go wrong. I'm going to stand. I'm going to teach. And I'm going to give Ben a chance no one gave Anakin.
You will try to train him. You will give him everything. And one day, you will see the darkness growing in him. And you will hesitate. And that hesitation will shatter him. It will shatter you. And everything you built, every student, every temple, every word you taught, will fall with him.
Even if I fail, even if it all falls apart, I want to know I tried. I want to know I didn't let the past cage me. You once told me that the future was always in motion. Then let me move toward it, not away.
I come to you not as a warning of doom, but as someone who still believes in you, who wants to save you from becoming what I became. A legend surrounded by ashes, a teacher whose greatest student became his greatest failure. You have time. You can still choose another way.
I'll carry the burden if I have to. I'll carry the weight of the Jedi. I'll carry the hope. And maybe that's foolish. Maybe it's dangerous. But it's mine to carry now. And I won't let go.
The Jedi will return. The light will rise. But it must be earned through patience, not passion. Through harmony, not haste. Do not run toward destiny, Luke. Walk slowly. Listen. Wait. The galaxy is not yet ready, and neither is he.
Luke, I can see it in your eyes. Something's shaken you. You're trying to hide it, but I've known you too long. Whatever it is, you don't have to carry it alone. Tell me what happened. Please.
I know how it sounds. Believe me, I do. I wanted to laugh it off, call it a trick of the dark side, some remnant of Palpatine's shadow. But when he looked at me, Leia, when he said your son's name, I felt something deep, like part of me already knew what he was saying might be true.
A ghost? Of yourself? Luke, that's not something small. That's not something you just push aside. If the Force has shown you a future, if it's warning you in any way, you have to take that seriously, even if it's painful, even if it's terrifying.
He said the Jedi would fall again, that rebuilding the Order would only lead to more pain, that if I trained Ben, your son, I would start something I wouldn't be able to stop, that it would break him, break me. And part of me wanted to believe him, because part of me is terrified that he's right.
Ben, he's just a child, Luke. A child with so much light in him. And something else, too. I've felt it for years. Something deeper, older. I never said it aloud, because I didn't know what to do with it. Maybe now. I understand.
But I can't just walk away, Leia. I can't live with that fear controlling me. We fought too hard for this chance. For peace. For balance. If I turn my back now, if I don't try to rebuild, then what was the point of everything we've done?
If someone came to warn you about him, if you came to warn yourself, then we owe it to him to listen. We owe it to the galaxy. Maybe it's not just about fear. Maybe it's not just about giving up. Maybe It's about knowing what's at stake.
I felt it the moment Ben was born. The Force moved in him like a storm waiting to rise. He's powerful. More powerful than I've ever felt in someone his age. And yes, that power scares me. Not because of what he is, but because of what he could become.
You've always looked forward, Luke. Always believed in what could be. That's one of your greatest strengths. But sometimes, the future needs us to pause, to look inward, to ask if what we want to build is what should be built.
No one ever told us what to do with fear, did they? Not the kind that grows inside you when you look at someone you love and wonder if you'll be the one to ruin them. That's what I felt when I saw that version of myself. Regret. Weight. Like every choice I made led to fire.
No, Luke. I don't think he sounded like someone who'd given up. I think he sounded like someone who'd seen too much, who loved the galaxy enough to warn you when no one else could. That's not fear. That's love, in its most desperate form.
But that's not me. Not yet. And it won't be. Because I'm not going to train from fear. I'm going to train from faith. From hope. Just like you believed in me. Just like Ben needs someone to believe in him.
I know you don't want to be him, but sometimes becoming the person we fear most doesn't happen all at once. It happens in steps, in small, stubborn denials, in believing only we know what's right. Be careful, Luke. Please.
I understand why the Force showed me that path. But the future isn't written in stone. It's shaped by our choices, by the way we rise above the warnings, not retreat from them. I will train the Jedi again. I have to, because if we don't rebuild the light, the darkness will return unchecked.
That's not weakness, Luke. That's not doubt. That's your heart trying to speak over your fear. I believe in you, but I also know the power you hold. The path you're choosing will shape more than just your future. It will shape Ben's and mine.
You don't have to agree with me. You don't even have to support me. But I need you to know, I'm not doing this because I'm stubborn. I'm doing this because I have to believe we're better than our past. That we can learn from it. That we can raise something stronger from the ashes.
There's always something in him, Luke. Something wild. Something beautiful. But that storm, it's growing. And I don't know if love will be enough. I don't know if teaching him will be enough. I don't even know if you'll reach him in time.
Ben is your son. And in a way, he's mine too. Not by blood, but by duty. And I won't let the fear of who he might be stop me from helping him become who he's meant to be.
Then you have to be stronger than all of us ever were. You have to carry more than just the legacy of the Jedi. You have to carry every broken promise, every fallen knight, and still walk forward. That's not a burden. It's a purpose. Yours.
No matter what happens, I'll carry the burden. If I fail, I'll own it. But if I succeed, maybe, just maybe, this galaxy gets to believe in the Jedi again.
I will support you, Luke. I will trust you. But promise me, no matter how sure you feel, no matter how much the fire inside you burns, you won't shut out what he showed you. Even the darkest warnings can hold the brightest truth. And if you're right, then may the Force guide us. And if you're wrong, may it still forgive us.
Ah, Captain Solo. So full of fire, so full of misplaced loyalty. It burns through you like a dying star, bright but doomed. I wondered when you would feel me, when the shadows would stretch long enough for you to notice the cold creeping in. You think me dead. You think yourselves free. But the dark side has no grave. It festers, it lingers, and now it returns.
Oh, that voice. I know that voice, but it can't be. You're dead. You died. You were thrown into a reactor core and blasted into history. I don't believe in ghosts, and I sure as hell don't believe in you. So whatever trick this is, whatever dark side illusion you've crawled out of, it ends here.
You think your son is safe in your hands, in your home. You cradle a spark of chaos, a storm you cannot contain. I have seen it, felt it, in the Force. His path is already drawn. The boy is mine, Solo. His blood may carry your name, but his destiny carries mine. He will not be the hero you dream of. He will be the dagger that pierces the heart of your precious rebellion.
Ben is my son. You don't speak his name. You don't get to speak his name. I held him in my arms. I taught him how to fly. I stayed up nights while he had fevers and nightmares. He's not yours. He's not some piece on your game board. And I won't let you sink your claws into him, not while I'm still breathing.
You cling to him as if love alone can stop what is coming. But love is not protection. It is a crack, a vulnerability. The Sith know this. That's why we shed it. But you wallow in it. You feed him your fears, your failures, your hope. And hope is nothing but the sweetest poison. He will taste it. He will spit it out. And when he does, he will look to me for strength.
You're wrong. You don't know him. You think you felt his power, seen his fear, tasted his anger. But you haven't seen the other parts, the parts that matter. His heart, his kindness, the way he smiles when he thinks no one's watching. You don't know that boy like I do. You only know the shadow he's afraid of becoming.
You do not see what he is becoming, but I do. I see the confusion behind his eyes, the hunger, the anger, the shame he will not speak aloud. He is searching for something, meaning, power, control. You offer him bedtime stories. I offer him answers. I offer him purpose. And when the time comes, he will choose.
You talk like it's already done, like he's yours. But let me tell you something. I've stared down bounty hunters, Hutts, Sith, and things in the galaxy that didn't even have names. You don't scare me, and I won't give up on him. Not now, not ever. Ben Solo's not gone, and I'll fight the entire damn Force itself before I let you take him.
Oh yes, you call yourself father. You believe you matter. But blood is not enough. You are a smuggler, a scoundrel, a relic of rebellion and rust. You were never meant to raise someone like him. He is something new, something ancient. He was born not to follow your footsteps, but to walk the path I have prepared.
What you don't get, what you'll never get, is that I'm not fighting with blasters or tricks or some Jedi prophecy. I'm fighting with what you never had. Family, love. Stubborn, stupid, reckless love. And that's something you can't touch, no matter how many ghosts you send to whisper in the dark.
You say he is light, but I have seen his future, and it is written in shadow. He will destroy what you love. He will silence the voices that guide him now. And when he breaks free of your chains, when he unleashes the fire he was born to wield, you will not even recognize the boy you claim to protect.
You want to scare me? Go ahead. You want to throw visions of my son turning into some monster? Fine. I've already seen the worst this galaxy has to offer. I've lived through it, and I'm still standing. So bring your nightmares, bring your whispers, bring whatever twisted version of fate you think you control. I'll be here, waiting.
This defiance you carry, it is admirable, but pointless. You resist not for strength, but because you are afraid. Afraid that I am right. Afraid that no matter how hard you fight, he will slip through your fingers. That one day you will look into his eyes and see me staring back. Why do you think I come to you now? Not because I fear you, but because I know your weakness. You believe in people, in redemption, in second chances, but some stars are born to collapse. You think you can save him. I know you will try, and I know you will fail.
You know what? Maybe Ben will struggle. Maybe he'll get lost for a while. Maybe he'll even fall. But if he does, I'll still be there, reaching for him. I'll be the hand he grabs when he wants to come back. Because that's what a father does. And nothing you say changes that. Nothing ever will.
And in that failure, when the ashes of your rebellion settle, when your son stands atop the ruins of your resistance with a saber ignited in my name, you will remember this moment. You will remember the warning, and you will understand, too late, that this galaxy was never yours to save.
You're so desperate to prove you've won. But if you had, if Ben really was already gone, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be crawling through shadows, whispering threats to an old man on a broken ship. You're not here because you've won. You're here because you're afraid he still might choose something better.
You may call me ghost, shadow, illusion, but I endure. I endured through empires, through fire, through betrayal and death, and I will endure long after your bones are dust. The boy is already slipping. You cannot hold him. You cannot stop me. I have waited a lifetime for this, and now my true heir will rise.
You're wasting your breath, Palpatine. You don't know hope. You don't know love. You don't know what it means to actually care about someone more than yourself. So no matter how many lies you tell, I'll keep believing in him. I'll keep fighting for him because he's worth it. And because I believe somewhere deep down, he knows it too. Yeah, you keep talking about how powerful you are. But you're the one sneaking into my ship, muttering threats like a ghost with no teeth. You're not destiny. You're not fate. You're just noise. And Ben, he's not your puppet. He's my kid.
You finally know, don't you? The secret they kept from you. The truth that echoed in the back of your mind for years. You could feel it, couldn't you? Every time you looked into the void of the Force and sensed something familiar. But you turned away. Now it's undeniable. He is yours. Flesh of your flesh. And the past, it never really let you go.
You are not real. You're just a phantom conjured by regret. A figment born from memories I've buried in the deepest, darkest places of my mind. The Force plays tricks. It tests me. And you are nothing but a cruel echo, trying to unmake what I have become. You do not exist. You cannot exist.
I am what remains of what you buried. Not a phantom, not a lie. Just the part of you that you couldn't silence. The part that watched it all fall apart and screamed behind your rage. You built walls of armor, cloaks of fear, a fortress of fire. But even now, I am still here. I am the voice that still whispers your name when the dark grows quiet.
I destroyed you. I watched you burn. I felt the fire consume everything that was weak, everything that held me back. I left you behind in the ashes of Mustafar, and I never looked back. I have crushed planets, choked traitors, shattered fleets, and still you think you can crawl out of the grave and speak to me.
Then why do I still linger, Anakin? Why does the Force still call me forward? If you truly killed what I was, why do your dreams echo with memories you pretend not to own? Why do your hands shake, just for a second, when you hear his name? Because you never killed me. You only buried me beneath pain.
Do not call me that. That name has no meaning anymore. It was broken, tarnished. A name for a child who believed in light and love. He was a fool, and I killed him. I had to. He was the last thing standing between me and true strength. That name is not mine. That name is dead.
You heard his name. Luke. It wasn't just a sound. It was a shatter. The moment his name reached your ears, the Force exploded inside you like fire in your chest. It burned through every lie, every mask, every wall you built. You didn't need anyone to explain it to you. You already knew. The moment you heard it, the truth returned.
It changes nothing. The truth, his name, none of it matters. The boy's powerful, yes, but that only makes him dangerous. He will learn what power truly means. He will kneel, or he will break. The galaxy has no room left for mercy. I will forge him in flame, or I will bury him in shadow.
But you hesitated. Don't pretend otherwise. You felt it. Something ancient. Something pure. It wasn't about strategy. It wasn't about the rebellion. It was something deeper than power or control. It was connection. Blood. Legacy. You saw her eyes, Padme's eyes, reflected in his face. And for the first time in years, you remembered.
Enough. Your words are like daggers twisting in old wounds. I will not be unraveled by memories. I will not be undone by ghosts. You speak of compassion, of hope, as though they have any place left in this war. This conversation ends now, or I will end it for you.
She would have loved him more than anything. She would have cradled him in the light and kept him far from war, from fear, from all of this. She believed in peace. She believed in you. Even when your hands were soaked in darkness, she held on to the hope that somewhere inside, you were still the man she loved. Her last breath carried your name.
She is gone. Do not speak her name. Do not bring her into this place of pain. You lost the right. I lost her the moment I tried to save her. The moment I believed power could hold back death. And now her name is a wound that never closes. So don't say it.
Because of you. Her death. Her tears. Her silence. It all circles back to the choices you made. Don't tell yourself it was destiny. Don't call it sacrifice. It was you. You let your fear twist into fury. You let your love become a weapon. And in the end, she died in grief, believing you were already gone.
I know. Every moment since that day, I have known. I feel the price of my choices in every breath I take, in every heartbeat of this machine. But I accepted that long ago. There is no forgiveness for me. There is no peace, only purpose, only survival, only the mission.
And now here you are again, standing on the edge. Different time, different place, but the same cliff, the same storm. And there, behind you, is Luke, reaching, not to strike you down, not to destroy you, but to save you. So I ask you, Anakin, will you pull him into the fire with you? Or will you let him be the hand that pulls you out?
I do not need saving. I chose this path. I was not led. I walked into the fire willingly. I gave everything for it. My soul, my name, my future. The man you speak to no longer exists. I do not want redemption. I want victory. That is all that matters now.
That's what you said the first time. You said you didn't need saving. That you were powerful enough. That you could protect everyone. You begged for strength. For secrets. For control. And when the choice came, you chose him. You knelt. You betrayed everything. You turned your back on us. And in doing so, you killed me.
You are a shadow, a flicker from the past, a whisper of a man who was too weak to finish what had to be done. I am what you could never be. I am will. I am resolve. You are not me. You are the ghost of failure, and I will not listen to you anymore.
No, I'm not you anymore. I'm not the shadow that walks behind your every breath. But I was. I remember what it was like to hope, to believe, to fall. I was the man who dreamed of peace and became a sword. I was Anakin Skywalker. And no matter how deep you bury him, I still echo in your bones.
He will not change my path. Whatever he is, my son, a Jedi, a spark of the past, it is irrelevant. The dark side does not waver. It does not care for blood or bonds. My path was carved in fire and death. He will either follow me into it, or be swept away by it.
He already has. You try to speak like you still hold dominion over this war, but your voice falters. You speak of strategy, of duty, of power, but it's slipping. The moment you saw him, felt him, the war changed. He reached inside the armor, and something trembled.
He is strong. Stronger than I expected. Stronger than you were, perhaps. But strength is not enough. It must be shaped, controlled, focused. He is raw, unrefined. I will take that strength and make it serve a greater cause, or crush it before it becomes a threat.
And he still believes in you. He doesn't even know why. He's never met the man I was. He sees only the dark shadow that hunts him. And yet, he still feels it. That small, flickering ember of something familiar. He believes you're more than the blade. He believes you're still his father. And that belief terrifies you.
If he dies, it ends. The whispers, the memories, this torment that clings to my soul like chains. If I end him, I end you. I end her. I end everything that still haunts me in the dark. No more questions. No more weakness. Just silence. Peace in ruin.
Number if he dies. If you let your blade fall, then you die. Not the body, not the name, but everything. The last tether between what you are and what you once were will be gone. And there will be nothing left. No one left to save you. No one to try.
Leave me. Return to whatever hollow in the Force you crawled from. I do not need your voice in my mind, your light in my darkness. You are not welcome here. You never were. Let me rot in the armor I chose. Let me burn in peace.
You can hide behind your mask, behind your command. You can crush the galaxy beneath your heel. But the truth, Anakin, the truth has roots. It grows even in ashes. You can silence every voice, but not the one inside you. You cannot erase me. Not entirely. Because I am you, and you are still afraid. He is your son, your legacy, your final chance to make right what was broken. He is more than a Jedi. He is hope incarnate. And whether you accept him now or push him away, he will stand before you one day. And when he does, it won't be as your enemy. He will stand as your reckoning. Don't wait until it's too late. Again, don't let the last thing he sees be a monster. Let it be a father.
You felt it, didn't you? That flicker, brief but unmistakable, like a dying star struggling to ignite once more. A presence, a shadow, a name echoing in the very core of your mind. You tried to silence it, to drown it beneath your rage, but it rose. Oh yes, it rose. You felt him, Lord Vader. And more importantly, you hesitated.
Yes, my master. I am aware of the disturbance you speak of. It was impossible to ignore, no matter how tightly I gripped the darkness. I felt it, like a knife, not to the flesh, but to something deeper. A wound I thought was long cauterized, ripped open again by a whisper I cannot escape. I told myself it was nothing. I tried to shield myself behind the dark side, but even now, it lingers. And yet, I remain. I serve. I have not faltered. I have not broken. I am still yours, and I will not fail you.
Do not lie to me, my apprentice. You cannot conceal what the Force reveals. The tremor that passed through you, it was not subtle. It was not small. It tore through the dark like a blade of light. I felt it. The walls of the Force shook. Something ancient, something buried, clawed its way into your thoughts. Tell me now, what did it say? What did it show you?
It was nothing, I told myself. A flicker, a ripple in the storm, a dream from a time I no longer claim. It came and went, like smoke, like a shadow caught in the edge of vision, there and gone again. It had no substance, no form. It was not power. It was not truth. It was a ghost. A memory trying to claw its way back into a mind it no longer belongs to. I remain in control. I am control. That is what the dark side has taught me. That is what I am.
No shadow dares linger in the presence of the dark side unless it has form, unless it has meaning. Something reached out to you, Vader. Something old, intimately familiar. You will not keep this from me. Speak the name. Give shape to the thing that dares haunt you.
Skywalker. The name clings to him like a scent I can't wash away. When I first sensed his presence, when I first looked upon him, I didn't need to ask questions. I didn't need proof. I knew. The Force screamed it at me. He carries more than potential. He carries legacy. My legacy. The fire I once held. The recklessness. The courage, it echoes through him, not from training, not from nurture, from blood. He is mine, and I feel it every time I reach out.
The boy? No, not the boy, not this time. There was another, deeper, older, a part of you long sealed away, now clawing at the edges of your mask. Something you buried in the ashes of Mustafar, or someone.
No, it wasn't the boy I felt in that moment. It was something deeper, older, something I believed buried beneath flame and ash, beneath screams and silence. It was the father. It was Anakin. He stirred like an ember I thought long dead. He rose without permission, without warning, and he whispered truths I didn't want to hear. Not from the boy, not from myself, but he was there. He was there.
Anakin Skywalker is dead. You extinguished him. I stood at the edge of his grave. I pulled you from the fire and shaped the wreckage that remained into something greater, something unstoppable. You murdered the Jedi. You crushed your past. You were reborn in shadow. Do not let a corpse speak from the grave, Lord Vader. His name has no meaning, not anymore.
Yes, Master, you are right. You have always been right. Anakin Skywalker is dead. He was weak, and weakness cannot be allowed to survive. You showed me that. You helped me unmake him, strip him away, until only purpose remained. Until all that was left was the power to act without mercy. That boy's father, that Jedi Knight, he is nothing more than ash beneath the armor. My blade belongs to you. My loyalty, my will, my identity.
You must not let yourself be deceived, my apprentice. This is the Jedi's final trick, their last pathetic attempt to infect your resolve. They do not attack from the front now. They slither in shadows, whispering promises through the Force, wearing the faces of ghosts. They know they cannot destroy you in battle, so they seek to haunt you, poison you, break you with memories you swore you left behind.
I understand what must be done. I understand what is at stake. The boy, he carries more than defiance. He carries hope. He inspires belief. And that is more dangerous than any weapon. If he cannot be made to kneel, then he must be made to fall. There is no middle path, no redemption, no second chances. I will not allow him to rise as a symbol the galaxy can rally around. He must be broken, completely. That is the way forward. That is the only path I see.
They will speak in voices that once brought you peace. They will call themselves friend, mentor, lover. They will show you the child you lost, the wife you failed, the Jedi you once called brother. And they will say, there is still hope. But it is a lie, Vader. A lie meant to weaken you. Compassion, love, remorse. These are the weapons of the weak, the same weapons that nearly destroyed you. You severed those ties in fire. You rose above them. Tell me now, are you reforging them?
No, my master. You do not need to fear my resolve. My loyalty remains untouched. I am not who I once was. I do not long for the past. I do not dream. I do not grieve. Those are weaknesses I burned away. I am not a man chasing ghosts. I am a blade in your hand. I am the will of the Empire. I am your shadow. My allegiance is to you, to your vision, to the order we have created from chaos. Let no doubt stain that truth.
Then prove it. The boy comes soon. He is the last threat to what we've built, the last spark. When he arrives, you will bring him before me. And if he will not kneel, you will crush him. You will show no mercy. You will extinguish the light in his eyes before it spreads. And if the name Skywalker rises in your soul once more, if the ghost dares speak again, you will burn it from your mind. Do you understand me, Lord Vader? Burn it.
The boy will be brought before you. That is not a question. It is not a hope. It is a promise. Whether by will or by force, he will stand in this chamber. And if the moment demands it, if he defies you, if he clings to the light, I will do what must be done. I will strike. I will sever the last thread that binds me to him. I will finish what I began when I fell. I will not hesitate.
Make no mistake, if I detect even a flicker of hesitation, if I see the slightest tremor in your will, the faintest breath of Anakin Skywalker lingering within you, I will finish what Mustafar began. I will rip the mask from your face and leave nothing behind. The past will not rise again. I will erase him. I will erase you. I will see to it that even the Force forgets the name Anakin Skywalker.
He is gone. Anakin Skywalker is nothing but a shadow, a name, a scar. He is buried beneath everything I had to become to survive. Beneath flame, beneath metal, beneath every crime I committed in your name. He cannot rise again. He must not. Because if he does, then all of this, all of me, falls with him. don't understand what you've walked into, boy. You should not have come here. Your presence alone is a mistake, a choice you'll come to regret. There are forces in motion you cannot hope to fight. The path ahead of you ends in only two ways: on your knees before the Emperor, or destroyed.
I knew the risk when I came. I knew what might happen. But I had to. I had to try. Because I couldn't leave you behind, Father. Not without knowing. Not without trying to reach you one last time. There's still something inside you. I've felt it since Bespin. You're not as lost as you want everyone to believe.
I warned you once, and I will warn you again. You are treading a path that leads only to ruin. You still think you can save me. That's the fantasy of a child who's clung to hope for far too long. I have no need for hope. I have power. And you, if you do not yield, will be crushed beneath it.
That's not true. I've looked into your eyes, and I've seen more than the armor. More than the anger. You say there's nothing left to save. But I've seen it. I've felt it. There's conflict in you. You're trying to bury it. But the light, it's still there. Maybe just a spark. But it's enough. It's you.
I am not your father. I am not the man you seek. That man is gone, burned away by betrayal, by failure, by pain. You stand before Darth Vader now, the blade of the Empire, the will of your Emperor, and he has no use for the ghosts you chase.
You're only repeating what he taught you to believe. You've buried your doubts so deep, you mistake them for obedience. But I can see through it. I know that voice isn't yours. It's his. You don't speak with conviction. You speak with fear. And you weren't always afraid.
Enough. Do not speak of feelings you do not understand. Do not speak of names long buried. The man I once was, if he ever truly existed, is nothing but dust and memory. And memories do not save lives. They only haunt them.
You don't believe what you're saying. You're trying to convince yourself as much as you're trying to threaten me. But it won't work. I'm not afraid of you, Father. Not because I'm strong, but because I understand. You weren't born this way. You became this because you thought you had no other choice.
You speak of fear, and perhaps you're not entirely wrong, but it is not the fear you believe it is. It is not of death, not of battle. It is the fear of asterisk truth, the truth that the past has claws, that no matter how far I run, some part of it still reaches for me.
You're afraid. I can feel it in the Force. I don't mean fear of death or pain. You face those. You've endured more than most could survive. No. This fear is something deeper. You're afraid of him. Of what he's turned you into. Of what you lost when you gave yourself to him. And of what it would mean if you ever tried to take it back.
Do not say that name. Do not speak it. Every time you do, it cuts deeper than you could understand. That name is a scar, a wound that never healed. I left it behind in fire, in screams, in silence. It is not yours to use.
Because it hurts. Because hearing me call you Father reminds you of who you once were. Of a life you think is gone. But it isn't. I can see it in you. I can feel it every time I look at you. You're not just Darth Vader. You're still Anakin Skywalker, no matter how far you've fallen.
You see a glimmer and call it light, but even shadows flicker. What you think you see in me is not salvation. It is remorse. And remorse is not redemption. It is torment.
He's still in you. You can deny it all you want. But I know. When we crossed sabers on Cloud City, when you looked at me, not as an enemy, but something else, I felt it. There was hesitation. There was conflict. You didn't want to destroy me. You wanted to understand me. And I want to understand you.
I let you live, yes, but do not mistake that for mercy. Do not mistake my hesitation as weakness. The Emperor would call it treason. You call it hope, but I call it noise, distraction. You believe it means something, but it doesn't. It can't.
He didn't die. He was buried, hiding behind rage, behind duty, behind pain. But he's there, somewhere, beneath the mask, and the scars, and the silence. You didn't strike me down the moment I surrendered, because something inside you couldn't. And that something was him.
I thought I had severed it, the bond, the past. But the moment I felt you, something moved in me. And that terrifies me more than I can explain.
You've done terrible things. I know. You've hurt people. Killed people. And I'm not pretending that can just be erased. But I still believe in you. Not the Vader the galaxy fears, but the Anakin my mother once loved. The Jedi Obi-Wan spoke of. The man who fell, but doesn't have to stay fallen.
You say I can still change, that I can choose differently, but choice is a luxury I lost a long time ago. When I knelt before Sidious, I surrendered everything. My name, my soul, my will. There is no path for me now, except the one I already walk.
If there's nothing left of him, if you're truly gone, then why am I still here? Why did you bring me in alive? Why do you hesitate every time you speak to me? You're not protecting the Emperor from me. You're protecting me from him.
You're wrong. I didn't hesitate out of hope. I hesitated because I feared what you might awaken. Because in that moment, when I looked at you, I saw her. I saw Padme. I saw what could have been, and I hated myself for it.
Then help me see. Show me what's left of who you were. Let me see the man beneath the mask. Let me help you. You're not alone in this. Not anymore. I'm here now, and I won't give up on you. Not ever.
She would have saved you. She would have kept you from this war, from me. She would have given you peace, something I was never able to hold.
If the Emperor thinks he's already won, then let him believe it. But I haven't given up. Not on the rebellion, not on the galaxy, and not on you.
But she's gone, and I remain. That is the price I pay. That is the legacy I carry. You don't understand that kind of burden, and I pray you never will.
I'm not afraid of him. I'm not afraid of the dark side. I'm only afraid of losing you.
The Emperor has shown me what must be done. There is no room for doubt, no room for weakness. The light cannot survive in a galaxy that only respects power.
And I'll keep waiting, Father, because I know you can still come back. I know it's not too late. And when you do, I'll be here. I'll be ready.
I must see this through, even if it means destroying you. That is the will of the Empire. That is the will of my master. But if I could choose, if I could turn back, no. That choice was made long ago.